Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, you know this doesn't work. I messed up earlier, of course, so let me get open for business and wake up the football gods. Here's the thing, God, I'm so stupid, and I so busy trying to do so much. And what you have to understand is everything runs through the Mevo camera, and when I do these updates, this cell phone actually is hooked up to the mixer, which wirelessly is hooked up to the camera, and you have to have the cable plugged into it for the sound. I have another cable that looks exactly identical. That this one actually plugs into the cell phone, the other cell phone. So when I'm taking those live calls like we did on Monday night, that goes into the mixer. Problem was I pulled one out, put the wrong one in, and if I didn't put it into the right one, you get no sound. So I sat there and just talked and talked and talked and talked, and you didn't hear anything. I'm an idiot. That's all I can say. But I'm telling you who apparently is not an idiot, who you may need to get excited about. The Dallas Cowboys had, of course, another OTA workout today. And we're told that they worked on offense the thing that we need the most help on, and that is red zone offense. We were one of the worst teams when it came to getting down in the red zone. We ended up kicking field goals more time than getting touchdowns. In fact, if we had gotten a few more touchdowns instead of field goals, our points differential would have looked a whole lot better, and we would have moved up in the statistics. So clearly, being able to score in the red zone is going to be paramount. Now, from the notes that we're hearing from practice today, not a game now, but we're talking about practice. One, we had Connor Williams today at left guard. He's been moved all over the offensive line. And I guess they're just trying to figure out who is going to be the best five and where. But Connor Williams seems like on a daily basis is at a different position. But in the red zone, they were doing 10 personnel with pre snap reads. Excuse me, pre snap motions. And 10 personnel is four wideouts, four wideout receivers, and no tight end, one running back, as opposed to just going jumbo with like 12 personnel where you got two tight ends and we're going to run it down your throat. They were doing pre-snap movements, okay, motioning, trying to confuse people. What they're saying is we're probably not going to do a lot of different plays, but we're going to disguise them by doing pre-snap motion, by doing them from different sets and different formations and things. So all of a sudden, you got to start getting a little bit excited. And the more I hear about Kellen Moore, I want to hear some more. I want to see some more. I want to see the Cowboys do more. And we're going to see Calvin Moore on the sidelines. You'll remember that Kellen Moore was on the sidelines with Dak, and both of them just looking like, I can't believe we're playing this garbage ass offense, while Scott Linehan was up in the booth. Now, what you notice about somebody like, say, Andy Reid is down there on the field. He's down there in real time talking to the quarterback. You see him with the headset saying, hey, Pat, here we go. You see Sean McVay right there with Jared Goff on the sidelines. But the Dallas Cowboys, well, we were handicapped, of course, by Scott Linehan, who figured I just need to be above everybody up in the booth, and I'll relay what I'm thinking down to Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore will relay it down to my quarterback. I like this because the fact that you hear Zeke Elliott describing to Michael Irving that Kellen Moore will listen to us and he will be able to adjust and say, because here's the thing, when you're in the middle of battle, you got a guy and you look at him and you know, I can beat this guy. I got this. I can hook him and we can go ahead and run right off my ass. I know this in real time. Sometimes the coach is looking down there and everything else. He doesn't necessarily know everything else that's happening right there on the field. And that's where it's good when, as a player, you can go to coach and say, Coach, I can listen. This guy is cheating in on me a little bit. I can go ahead and fake inside real quick, and I can go outside, and I will burn him, and I'll be wide open. And that's what Amari Cooper did when we were playing against the Eagles. He's like, Dak, Forget about that, man. They're squatting on that route. We need to go with the deep dig. And when they did the deep route, boom, touchdown. And that's the thing that you have to love with Kellen Moore. It's a fresh set of eyes. He wants to be down there in the trenches with the guys. He's listening to them. He's trying new things. He's trying to confuse the defenses. We may be looking at a totally different offense all the way around. I got to be honest. I'm beginning to love this. Really beginning to love this. So I'm happy to hear that we're definitely spending plenty of time with this red zone offense. Awuzie is dealing with a hip flexor, not a hamstring issue as well. We got the Veterans Day off, so guys like Tyron Smith and Jason Witten, those guys, of course, are sitting. Sean Lee, because it's time to get those young guys up to speed. Those guys pretty much know the offense, and now it's a chance and an opportunity to get those young guys to get a little bit of experience, to get thrown in a little bit of the more of the offense, and to kind of get this stuff together. Now, what I was talking about earlier, when I kind of messed up, was
Well, that's not
Jay
up to
Gruden.
me. So, well, that's not.
It was kind of interesting because Jay Gruden basically tried to sell the NFL on doing hard knocks on the Raiders as opposed to the Redskins. And basically said, if we don't make the playoffs, I'm fired.
Up to me. So if we're forced to do it, then obviously we'll have to make it work. And, it's a process. It can be distracting at times, but really they do an excellent job as far as keeping out of your business. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. I think our guys would probably have fun with it at the end of the day, but initially it'd be a distraction, so to speak. But I think really if they were smart, they would go to Oakland. I mean, seriously. I mean, what an entertainment value that would be. Antonio Brown, John Gruden, Paul Gunther, Montez Burfict. I mean, Incognito. These guys got to be crazy not to go to Oakland. I mean, they can do us next year maybe.
Not if you make the playoffs.
If we don't make the playoffs, I probably won't be here anyway. So they can come here and do it all they want.
Wow. If I don't make the playoffs, I probably won't be here, which is probably true. Because when you think about what the Redskins are doing, Ed Oliver, Ed, who is that Redskin fan that seems like he's there in my live streams before Cowboy fans. Here's what's kind of funny about Redskin fans right now. Eagle fans, they're loud and proud. They're all over the place. They're coming after me. I want to be on your show and everything else and all that stuff. Because they won that Super Bowl, and they should be proud about finally winning one. They should be out there. Congratulations. We are so glad that you finally got to the Super Bowl party. Redskin fans, on the other hand, it's like the guys that are hiding behind the fence, and they just kind of peep up a little bit and see if the coast is clear. And now it's like, oh, we got a quarterback. We got Haskins. We got a quarterback. And what happens with the Redskins is every offseason they're sold hope. You remember last year, after they got rid of Kirk Cousins, it was like, oh, now we got ourselves a real quarterback. We got Alex Smith, man. Alex Smith, he's a better pocket passer. We're going to do great. And he may never play football again. And it was the same thing when they got Donovan McNabb. Oh, man, Donovan McNabb, he's been to a Super Bowl, man. That guy is great. And, Donovan McNabb is reduced to saying he's got better statistics than Troy Aikman and knock, knock, let me in, Hall of Fame. It's what the Redskins do. You think we're dysfunctional here in Washington? Mm-mm. Now, I get a lot of grief because when you come and see my man cave, sometimes guys will see paraphernalia from other teams and stuff. And it's because I've worked with some great players from other teams and stuff. And people have seen this Redskin helmet. They're like, you're not really a Cowboy fan. You're a closet Redskin fan. Well, I want you to take a good look at that, Ed Oliver. Look at the Chief. You see the Chief's head? With the hand over his face? It's about fitting for those Washington Redskins. So no, I'm not a closet Washington Redskin fan. I am true blue Dallas Cowboys. And I'm excited about some of the things that we're hearing. We've got some minor nicks here and there. We still have some guys recovering from Hugh injuries here and there, but nothing major, at least right now. So keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that it stays that way. and bring on the season. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you guys soon.